Welcome back to the Thrifty Food Plan channel, friends. I am so glad you are here. It is time for our report card, public accountability for how much I spent on groceries, how much I spent on household, and how I did on nutrition in December 2022. And we're going to forecast how much I am allowed to spend in January 2023. Good morning, Thrifty Food Plan family. I'm recutting this video because I went to go load it into YouTube so that it would be ready for all of you tomorrow morning now for you. And I saw all of your comments, all of your likes for the My Story video that I posted on New Year's Day. And I had to go have an ugly cry, and I took a shower, and I just wanted to stop now and say thank you. Y'all are the best YouTube community out there, and I am so grateful to all of you. And as soon as I get this video loaded, I'm going to go reply to all of your comments. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Have a blessed day. So each month I grade myself in sort of three categories. I grade myself on food spending, which is based in the USDA Thrifty Food Plan. I also grade myself based on nutritional spending. That's also based on the USDA Thrifty Food Plan. And then I have a budget that's separate that I use for household spending when I buy things like toilet paper or cleaning products or what have you, just sort of those household expenses that come up. So let's take a look at food spending from December 2022. First things first, though, the food budget that I set based on the USDA Thrifty Plan, and when I was constructing my December budget, the most recent Thrifty Plan available from USDA was from October 2022. And based on the USDA Thrifty Food Plan from October 2022, in the 4 weeks that it was just me, I was allowed to spend $61.80 maximum per week on my groceries just for me. And then in the 1 week that the college phenom was here, when I added in her allowable expenses under the Thrifty Food Plan, we were allowed to spend $118.69. So for the whole month, which for me, based on when I get paid, ran from November 26th to December 25th, I was allowed to spend a maximum on food of $365.89 in the month of December. Did 5 shops in December because there were 5 weeks in the period that that my paycheck covered. And the bottom line is I spent $202 on food across those 5 weeks, which does mean that I came in under budget by $163.89. Now, if you watched sort of my haul videos for this month, you know that fourth shop was the shop when the phenom came home, and I bought meat for the first time since she left for college at the beginning of the semester. And I was not prepared for how much meat costs. So that fourth shop of $84 was the biggest shop this month by far. And that really just reflected the fact that meat came back into my house for the first time. And I was grossly unprepared for how much meat costs these days. So God bless all of you who are omnivores and buy meat on the regular. But anyway, I did come in under budget by $163.89. And so for my food spending against what I was allowed to spend based on the USDA Thrifty Plan, I am going to give myself an A for food spending in December 2022. If you think that I spent too much, $202 is actually too much and I should have spent less, give me some of that feedback in the comments and let me know what grade you'd give me. So let's shift over to nutrition. If you watch this plan, one of the things I really appreciate about the USDA Thrifty Plan is it does give us sort of these estimates of how much we should be spending in each nutritional category in order to ensure that our nutritional needs are more likely to be met. And so when I did my November 2022 budget recap, I had some reflections because in November 2022, I had some takeaways. During November, I kind of spent too much on dairy. I needed to spend more on protein foods. I was eating protein, but I was largely eating out of stuff I had in the pantry. Did need to spend more on grains. And since I have been tracking my nutritional expenses, which really started in August, I have consistently overspent in that miscellaneous category. So really, really, really wanted to get my miscellaneous spending down. You can see the USDA says I should be spending about 7%, and in November, I spent 31%. So let's look at what happened in December 2022. When I look at all of the money that I spent in December, I did get my dairy costs down. I did spend more money on protein. I did spend more money on grains, all of which is increasing the likelihood that my nutritional needs are being met and those of the phenom. And I was able to significantly reduce my spending in the miscellaneous category. So in November, I spent 31% on miscellaneous. In December, I got that down to 17%. So I feel like December, I certainly did a little better on spending money appropriately in a way that helps ensure that my nutritional needs are being met and that the phenom's nutritional needs are being met. So I'm going to give myself a B for nutritional spending for the month of December. Now, that said, as I look toward January, I think I need to be mindful about dairy and protein. I spent a lot of money on protein this month because the phenom came back and, she eats meat. So my protein costs went up. So did my dairy costs because she drinks regular milk. She eats regular cheese, right? So as I look into January, reflecting on December 2022, just need to be mindful about continuing some kind of focus on those categories. And then, although I have made an amazing amount of progress in my mind around the miscellaneous spending, I'm still overspending some there. It's better, but it's not exactly where it needs to be. So I just need to continue to be mindful about that. So again, for nutritional spending, I'm going to give myself a B because I accomplished most of what I set out to do. I made some progress and I'm not quite in A territory yet. But let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with this grade and kind of why. Finally, in household spending in December 2022, I budget $7 a week when it's just me and $12 a week when the college phenom is also here. So across the 5 weeks, the 5 shopping weeks covered by my December budget, I had $40 to spend on household items: shampoo, toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning products, sponges, like all the things, right? So I had $40 to spend. And when I look at what I actually spent across the shops, I ended up spending $17.81 on household items in December. And because that is, I did come in, that means I came in well under budget. I came in under budget by $22.19. And I basically spent less than half of what I could have. So I'm going to give myself an A+ on household spending. Now, I want to be clear with all the viewers here that I made up the $7 a week for one person, $12 a week for 2 people. Not exactly sure how to budget for some of these household items. So if you have tips or tools that you use to budget for non-food household items, I'd love to hear that. And if you feel like I have inflated my A+ grade here, give me a little feedback in the comments too. So my overall report card for December 2022, an A for food spending, a B for nutritional spending, and an A+ for household spending. Again, in the comments, let me know if you feel like I've inflated or deflated any of my grades. I'd love your feedback. So let's look ahead to January. I have put my budget together for January 2023, and there is a new USDA Thrifty Food Plan available. They have just posted the November 2022 Thrifty Food Plan. So this is what I'm going to be using to construct my budget for January. But before we do that, I want to point something out. So for the USDA, sort of the reference family that they use, in November 2022, the USDA is saying that that family of four should spend $223.10 on groceries each week. But I noticed that the October 2022 plan, so the one from the previous month, said that that family would need to spend $223.30, which means that like the USDA is saying that costs for groceries for this family of four, the reference family, actually decreased from October to November. I mean, only by 20 cents, but still, you know, I did a video earlier and I'll link it that kind of talked about the fact that according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, like food inflation increased another 0.5% during this same time period. So I don't know what is going on with the USDA and why they think that food costs are going down. I don't know about you, but I don't feel like my food costs are going down. But I did just want to point out that the USDA Thrifty Food Plan is now telling us that food is becoming less expensive, which is not what the Bureau of Labor Statistics is saying, and it certainly isn't what I'm experiencing. I'd love to hear what you're experiencing in the comments. But let's get in to the budget for January 2023. Okay, so my budgets run from the 26th of each month to the 25th of each month, and that's just a function of how I get paid. And as I look at the time frame that we're talking about for this budgetary period, December 26th through January 25th, 2022, there are 4 shopping weeks during that period. And for 3 of those weeks, it will just be me. The college phenom will be with me kind of, you know, for a week before she heads back to college. So let's take a look at what the November plan is saying for me as a 51 to 70-year-old woman. My allotment, according to the new November plan, is $51.50. So $51.50. And that is the same as the Thrifty Plan report from October. So for me, costs have not gone down or up. They've stayed the same, according to the USDA. Now, in the weeks that it's just me, the USDA Thrifty Plan does say we're supposed to add 20% for a one-person household. So I'm going to take $51.50, multiply it by 0.2, which gives me $10.30. And if I add these two things together, that means my maximum weekly allotment in the weeks when I'm just shopping for myself for food only is $61.80 in those 3 weeks. So we already know, looking at the weeks, it's me and the college phenom. We know I'm still at $51.50 because we just looked that up. Let's see what it is for a 14 to 19-year-old female. For the November report, it says $56.30. And look, the phenoms has actually gone down 10 cents since October. It's fascinating, right? So the subtotal for the two of us is $107.80. And according to the USD Thrifty Plan, For a 2-person household, we're supposed to add 10%. So I will multiply 107.80 times 0.1, which gives us $10.78. I add these two things together. And in the week that the Phenom is with me, the maximum I am allowed to spend on food that week is $118.58. So let me just double check this. So I know it's going to be just me for 3 of the 4 weeks. So I'll take 6180, multiply that by 3, and then add 1 week where the college Phenom is going to be here. And that does bring the food total, maximum allowable food total for the month, to 303.98. And pretty sure I'm not going to have that in the budget, so I'm going to have to really work on it. All right. So I'm going to have 3 weeks. So just kind of looking at the household budget. It'd be nice if I could spell correctly. Right. I know for 3 weeks, it's just going to be me. And so I budget $7 a week for household. That's like toilet paper and shampoo and aluminum foil and stuff like that. So it's going to be $7 for 3 weeks, which is $21. And then in the week that the Phenom is here, I budget $12 a week for that, which means that my household maximum allowable spend for this month is going to be $33, which brings my total budget to $336.98. Wowzer, that's a lot of money. All right, so that is my grocery report card for December 2022. Gave myself an A on food spending, a B on nutritional spending, and an A+ on household spending for December 2022. Let me know in the comments if you feel like I have grade inflated or grade deflated. And then as we look to January, my food costs, according to the USDA Thrifty Plan, should come in to eat a cost-effective nutritional diet, should come in above $300, which is making my head explode because I don't know about you, but I don't have $300 to spend on groceries. So I will have to really get at it this month to try to keep my costs low. Would love to just get any feedback you all have for me, both about the report card and about the budget. January is going to be a pretty tight month for me for a lot of different reasons. And I've got to really work to keep my costs under control as we head into the new year. So thank you so much for visiting. Please give me your feedback in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and do come back next Thursday when I'll have another grocery haul and meal plan. Thanks so much for visiting.